Hey guys! In today's video, I'll be reviewing the top 8 best gaming mouse. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to rank them based on their quality, durability, customer reviews, and more. If you want to know about the best pricing and more information, you can check the description links below. Number 8 in my list is Logitech G Pro X Wireless Gaming Mouse. The Logitech G Pro X Superlight takes the popular Logitech G Pro Wireless and shaves off 17 grams. You'd hardly tell it by looking at the Pro X Superlight though. It looks near identical to the G Pro Wireless with the exact same hallmarks of the popular and simplistic gaming mouse. The outer shell is fairly pronounced near the palm, which adds that little extra support compared to sleeker mouse models, and there's the slightest touch of contouring on the primary mouse buttons and beneath where your thumb and pinky sit. All in all, it's a fairly restrained design by modern mouse standards. The Logitech Superlight has seen some major changes in order to meet its stringent weight requirements, however. It has to in order to compete with its lightweight wireless competitors, even many of the best wired lightweight mice for that matter. There are no removable thumb buttons, those which had become a bit of a signature feature of the G Pro Wireless. Instead, in their place are 2 permanently affixed thumb buttons on the left-hand side. That's a shame for a couple of reasons. First, it's a little less customization on offer, although I'll admit that most users will end up opting for the exact same loadout even with the option. Second, the Superlight's omission of removable switches means it's now only suitable for right-handed users. Number 7 in my list is SteelSeries Sensei 310 Gaming Mouse. The updated version of this SteelSeries mainstay, the Sensei 310, subtly reinvented a classic mouse. It needed it. Almost everything has seen an improvement except the Sensei's ambidextrous shape, and that's precisely how it should be. While this mouse is a couple years old now, it's still a great go-to for fast-paced gaming. It's often found pretty cheap due to its age too. Thanks to a new plastic shell, the Sensei is grippier and can shrug off a sweaty palm. SteelSeries uses its custom version of one of the best gaming sensors around, which it calls TrueMove 3, ensuring the Sensei 310 won't suffer any tracking issues. It's capable of 12,000 dpi and 350 IPS. That's a bit less than some newer mice on this list, but still plenty of performance for most gamers. The Sensei 310 fits in your hand just like the old Sensei and is an excellent shape for either left or right-handed gamers looking for a mid-sized ambidextrous mouse. Number 6 in my list is Logitech G502X Gaming Mouse. At first glance, Logitech's G502X gaming mouse may not appear much different to its predecessors, but look a little closer and you'll notice some useful revisions, in particular for FPS players. While there's no change to the already approved G502 Hero 25 sensor, there are some impressive ergonomic enhancements to note, along with customizability and weight improvements to boot. There's no LED system behind the Logitech G symbol or any RGB at all. And while that's a little disappointing that you can't program damage flashes on your mouse, for example, it makes sense to appeal to the FPS audience more. While the scroll wheel is now plastic instead of metal to improve the weight, it still comes with an infinite scroll, our Dave's most loved feature. Number 5 in my list is Razer Basilisk V3 Gaming Mouse. The new Razer Basilisk V3 is, as the name suggests, the third iteration of the iconic wired rodent. It looks and feels practically identical to the V2, which admittedly isn't a bad thing at all. Designed for right-handers, the $70 Basilisk V3 retains the same flared and textured thumb rest, iconic thumb paddle, and split mouse button design of the V2. You won't miss the most obvious design change, a blinding 9-zone Razer chroma lighting strip on the base. This new strip makes the V3 look like an otherworldly visitor ship on your desk. In addition to the scroll wheel and hump logo, lighting is customizable to your heart's content via the Razer Chroma Studio, should you really want to engage with Razer software. Razer is touting the new Hyper-Scroll tilt wheel on the V3 as one of its most standout features, and for good reason. It brings 2 modes of use, tactile for clicky, measured scrolls, and free spin which removes any resistance to scrolling. Smart Reel is an automatic mode that switches between the two modes. Spin the wheel faster and the mouse releases the wheel into free spin, which is wonderful for long web pages and documents. Number 4 in my list is SteelSeries Esports Gaming Mouse. It's fascinating how much the new SteelSeries Prime wireless gaming mouse reminds me of the Razer Viper Ultimate. It's a no-frills, high-performance machine designed to meld with your palm and make you the FPS god you always dreamed of being. The Prime Wireless immediately felt like it was designed just for my particular hand. SteelSeries says they worked with several esports pros to develop the right shape and weight that feels like an extension of your arm. For once, the product lives up to the hype. The Prime Wireless is designed for right-handers, particularly claw and fingertip grippers. The whole mouse seems to gently slope towards the right, so that it cradles in your palm for a comfortable grip. The body is made from a micro-textured ABS plastic, which has a matte finish that feels simultaneously slick and yet grippy. At 80 grams, it's slightly heavier than the Viper Ultimate, but it's hardly what you'd call heavy. The thumb well curves inwards while the mouse buttons rise higher towards your index finger and taper off under your middle finger. Number 3 in my list is Razer Naga Pro Gaming Mouse. The Razer Naga Trinity has been on our best gaming mouse list as the top recommendation for games in years now. But there's a new kid in town, the Razer Naga Pro. The Naga Pro drops the cable for Razer Hyperspeed wireless and Bluetooth connectivity. It also picks up optical mouse switches and the over-the-top 20,000 dpi sensor. The overall design of Naga Pro stays close to the Trinity but has gained a bit of weight to accommodate the new tech. The Naga Pro is 7 mm wider and heavier than the Trinity at 117 grams, but thanks to the 100% feet, it glides smoothly across most surfaces. The bigger mouse also takes some getting used to, requiring my long hands to adopt a full palm grip, but the contoured mouse buttons and a rest for my ring finger make it easier to hold on to. Textured rubber grips for the thumb and pinky also help. I'm a fan of Razer's optical mechanical switches, which use light to register clicks instead of mechanics, and that makes them really fast. The switches are durable too, with a lifespan of 70 million clicks. But of course, the Naga Pro has plenty of other buttons too. The 3 swappable plates have 2, 6, and 12 buttons, which you can remap to your heart's content. Number 2 in my list is Logitech G203 Gaming Mouse. If you find the Logitech G203 Light Sync familiar, you're not the only one. This mouse may be tipped as a fairly recent arrival, but it is almost functionally identical to the G203 prodigy that preceded it. The G203 Light Sync sits within a hotly contended category of budget-conscious gaming mice. Most of all, it faces stern competition from Razer, whose lineup at this price, or thereabouts, now includes the Death Adder Essential, Basilisk Essential, and Viper Mini. However, the G203 Light Sync has enough about it to stand its own. Its no-nonsense design packs the bare essentials, and it builds upon that slight flair for the aesthetic that you won't find quite so pronounced anywhere else. The G203 Light Sync is a wired mouse. It's light speed that you're looking for if you're after a wireless rodent. Instead, Light Sync denotes this mouse's compatibility with the Logitech G app and RGB lighting system, which is able to unify RGB lighting effects across compatible Logitech products. What's somewhat confusing is that non-Light Sync products are also able to integrate with said app to varying degrees. Number 1 in my list is Razer Death Adder V2 Gaming Mouse. The Razer Death Adder V2 improves on everything we love about the Death Adder Elite, itself one of the best gaming mice, and one that has been around since 2023 in various forms. The first is the scroll wheel. Razer has a ridiculous name for the new design, instinctive scroll wheel tactility, but the results are perfect. It's exactly the right tightness. It spins smoothly, but you can still feel every notch of the turn, so you won't accidentally scroll too many times. The fact Razer is using a new wire, with an equally ridiculous name, SpeedFlex cable, also sounds insignificant, but turns out to be a big deal. I've used a version of the Death Adder for years, and my one complaint is that the stiffer wire can sometimes pull the mouse to one side, depending on how it sits on my desk. The V2's wire is the most flexible I've tried on a gaming mouse, and ultimately that means it's less likely to impact your mouse movement, even if you get lazy about wire management like me. The left and right mouse buttons are more durable than the Elite 2. They're optical rather than mechanical. They use an infrared light beam to register clicks, which means they should deliver fewer misclicks, lower latency, and have a longer life. Razer reckons they'll last 70 million clicks, rather than the 50 million for the Death Adder Elite. While I can't possibly tell how accurate that number is, they certainly felt as responsive as I could ever need, and I'd never misclicked. In games of Fortnite and Escape from Tarkov, my shots felt instant, and I never had to worry about firing accidentally. Alright guys, this was our today's video. If you find this video helpful for you, then like the video, and if you come to our channel first time, then hit the subscribe button for our amazing upcoming videos. Be sure to check out the links in the description for the updated price of all products discussed in this video. Hope you have a great day and see you soon in the next video.